Welcome all you fire signs to your weekly energy update. This, of course, is for all of my Aries, my Leo, my Sagittarians, no matter where it is at in your chart. And we're going to just be zeroing in on this week of April 10th to April 17th. Of course, if you're coming across this reading outside of that time frame, they are timeless. I would trust your intuition that it brought you here because obviously there's going to be messages for you. If you are watching this between April 10th and April 17th, the big moon cycle we have this week is on April 16th, which is the Libra full moon. And that brings in some beautiful energy for us around balancing, of course, with the Libras, about the scales. And Libra is also ruled by Venus, so it brings in that love in our relationship. Beautiful, just with the sun and the moon and, other planets this week. Two questions we're just going to be looking in on is what can be balanced in our relationships? And even what would you like us to know about a significant relationship? So this is going to start off with pulling a card from the Ask Your Guides deck. And this is going to be the general energy for all fire signs. And in the final pulling of cards, I will actually pull a card for each of the fire signs as well from a different deck. So we'll start off here with Ask Your Guides and just see what the general energy is for this upcoming week that they'd like you to know around those relationships. All right, so for all our fire signs, what would you like them to know around relationships? Okay, yeah, they're like, no, you don't need to know all of that. They'll make it very obvious for the single card that we're looking for the week. Okay, actually, they want this one right here. And you have, well, what do you know? Partnerships and love, nature spirits. So this beautiful, it almost reminds me of the World card in one of the decks that we have. I'm just going to put that right here. And we will see what comes with this card. It is card number 2. Which two of you, right? So the energies around this card are infatuation, romance, connection, and introduction. So your nature spirits, known as runners, are working to introduce you to a wonderful new partnership to fulfill your heart's desires. Whether in the areas of business, friendship, or romantic love, these practical guides are leading you directly toward the appropriate person to best support your soul at this time. Follow your heart as they strive to connect you with the right associations. Be more open to others, especially those whom you meet by chance. Say hello to the new neighbor in your building. Suggest having lunch with the intriguing woman who sat next to you at your last business luncheon. Or strike up a conversation with a guy in front of you in the checkout line, even if it's not your usual habit. In reality, it's not accidental that you suddenly find yourself attracted to certain people. Your runners placed you in their path so you could meet. So invite these energetic nature spirits to continue to direct you to others who are significant for your soul path. Their message to you: relax. We will make all the necessary introductions you seek. So perfect. So a great message to start off talking about, these individuals and these relationships. So for this week, it is about focusing on the newness of new relationships that are coming in, and not, feeling like you have to have a lot of activity in it. What they're asking you is just to be aware about these relationships coming in, these individuals coming in. Like it says, it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be, friendships coming in, new work relationships coming in, new neighbors coming in, whatever it might be. Just keep your awareness open to these relationships. And next, we're going to pull from this little synchronicity oracle and just see what else they'd like you to know about these relationships that are coming in. All right, so what else would you like us to know, please? Just looking for 2 cards. I love how these cards, oh, there we go. There's the 2. actually have 2 cards, and they generally, with just 2, it might take a third one here, because usually there will be things that jump out, and I'm going to let you also look at this to see if there's anything that jumps out for you. But I don't see anything in those 2, so we will pull one more, because sometimes you can see it in 2 cards, but generally, here's your third. There will be a card, one of the things, and yep, so this one has the web. So we will put these like this, because you have the spider webs there. And that makes sense too, because this web, the spider does not, generally most spiders weave webs and wait for something to come to it and come into its web. There's some spiders that don't do web, that, they go search and they hunt. But the message that's coming for this is that, again, reiteration, be like a spider, not like, hey, bring flies into your weary web, but it's about be patient like a spider, allow things to come to you. So I love that reinforcement with that for this message for you. And then we're going to pull from the Sun and Moon Tarot and just see what other clarifications that the Creator would like all of you fire signs to have. And yeah, just look within these 2. They keep on saying, yeah, look within these, whatever jumps out to you specifically, those will be messages for you during this week. What will help guide you towards those new friendships, those new relationships, those new teachers that are coming into your life to show you how you feel about yourself. And then you will also be a mirror for those other individuals. But for our fire signs, what else would you like them? Okay, there's one there. Okay, that one and that one. Any others? Okay, yep. And any others? Okay, yep. All right. So we will pull these to the side here, and we'll start with the ones that made themselves known. And you do have the Prince of Swords. Now, swords are your mental energy. It's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And you can see here that he's in a chariot, which the knights in the suits are all about action and movement, and they all have a quest. The Prince of Swords is the quest for truth, for higher truths. And so there are these beautiful messages, like I was talking about, how these individuals that are coming into your life are these beautiful beings of mirrors. They're your teachers. They're going to help you see those higher truths. And the Ace of Swords also allows you to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you. So that is a, like the undertow to this, that these relationships that are coming in, of course, always on purpose, for a purpose. But they may not be like, they're going to be all of a variety, of course, because this is a general reading. But they're going to range from people that really show you how lovable you are by treating you in a way that you've never been treated before, in a very unconditionally loving way. You're just like, what? And so they're really allowing you to see just how lovable you are, and all those old ways of believing about yourself are ready to be questioned. Well, on the other spectrum of that, there's also people that are going to irritate the hell out of you, and it's because they are rattling your cage. They are showing you some unconscious and subconscious beliefs about yourself that you don't realize are there, and those are beliefs about your worth. And so they rattle your cage because they're going to say some crap to you that just really triggers you on the inside, and it's only triggering you because you, on your subconscious level, believe it. And the reason I say that is because you have the moon here. Well, and of course we're talking about the full moon in Libra, but this is like a new moon. But this moon energy that comes in is all about diving into the subconscious, those programs and those things that are not in your awareness that are bubbling underneath. And so this beautiful, again, it's happening for you though, because it's always working underneath, and that program is running underneath the surface, but you don't realize it's there until it gets triggered and triggered and triggered. And even though that person, your fiery energy, of course, it could be one of those passionate things where you get so, riled up with someone that you love it. Fire signs, you have this underlying fire that just loves to be inflamed. And in that, it can be passionate in some ways. If friendship and wise in that, it just really riles you up, but you're just like, but then you're like, oh, I see what you're showing me, damn it, but it's a wonderful process for you. So I love that. And then these other three, you have the Four of Swords. So look at that, truce. So again, with all the swords, it's your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that are being triggered and brought to the surface. But it's great because this is about peace of mind. And so this process, they're definitely telling you it is about this underlying peace that will come about because of it. Because you do have, like we're talking about, that program that's running underneath the surface that just always fires and smokes, and you're like, do you smell something burning? And it's because this emotion is underneath, these thoughts and these beliefs are just biting at you and simmering under there, that this helps bring that peace of mind and this peace about in your life because of it. And you have the power of choice, the Chariot here. So you have the movement in the Chariot here, you have more of it here. And this is great because the Chariot for me just brings up this wonderful awareness that no matter what circumstances come your way, you have the power of choice. You get to choose what story you apply to the situation. You also get to choose what emotion you want to feel through the situation. So at the core of this is really teaching you this wonderful awareness around that you get to choose, no matter what comes your way, what it means and what you're going to feel through it. So with those extremes, it really shows you that. And I love with partnerships there, I think it was I'm trying to think of the book. There was this book, and it might come to me or might not, but one of the things that said in it is that relationships are designed to teach us forgiveness and unconditional love. And so I really feel like there's this reiteration here that these relationships that come in, whatever they may be, it is for you, it's happening for you. They didn't want you, they're not trying to punish you or do something to you. It's anything that's coming in is happening for you. And so beautiful awareness with the Chariot that you can choose to experience and feel that life is happening to you and feel like that victimhood and all the old ways of thinking and old emotions of feeling before. Or you can look at it that everything that is coming in is happening on purpose for you. I'm being reminded of another story. It's called The Little Soul in the Sun, because here's all these stars here. And basically the little book just starts off with everyone is a star or a being of light, and which is like our soul, right? And we're just wanting to know more about ourselves, but because we're all bright and light, we can't see any distinction between us because we're all together. We're all one, like this giant, group of people here. We all belong. But in order for us to experience and understand who we are, we come to the earth, into this place where there's contrast and opposites. And each individual, before we came down here, it's like, well, in order for me to experience that, to see myself, then I need someone to play the villain in my life so I can understand what a victim feels like. And people are like, well, they're all beings of unconditional love and light. We're like, I don't know, but it's not real. I'll forget for, while we're down there, who we really are so I can experience it. But because they loved you, they chose to be this partner, to be this other character in your life. Yeah. So you have the Magician here, which the Magician, they usually will have like the infinity symbol somewhere on the card, but I don't see it in this particular deck. Oh yeah, it's right here. So the infinity symbol, this represents your eternal self, your higher self. And there you've come down here to experience that, yourself down here in the physical plane. And so in doing that, you actually are usually they have one, like a wand towards the heavens and one pointing down. And here you are, your fire, right? Pointing down at the earth. And what that means is it's like you bringing that essence, you understanding that there are two of you within your body that are having this experience. You have your higher eternal self, and in this case, your little monkey human self also, that is ruled by that fight or that flight. And so there is this beautiful journey, this awareness that is coming, that all these mirrors are pointing you back to you over and over and over again until you can see that powerful being that you have inside you. So I love this. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull a card for each of the signs here from this celebration of love. And so I'm going to pull a card for, for all of you Aries, for all you Leos, for all you Sagittarians. Just give that a little shuffle there. All right. So for our Aries first, what else would you like them to know about this upcoming week? Okay, there you go. Yeah. So you got truth. So this is coming to earth. So I love this, putting it above on this Prince of Swords who had that Ace of Swords, which was all about looking for the capital T truths, right? Right. And then for our Leos, what would you like our Leos to know? Okay. All right. Well, actually give me both here. So you've got the Leos, you've got awareness, angel whispers, some more truth, more awareness. Put that one right here. And then for our Sagittarians, you've got loyalty, time travelers. So the beautiful, beautiful cards here. It's angels and dolphins all over the place, two of my favorite beings. And we'll look at truth here first. Let's get to the page here. Here we go. So for our Aries, this image celebrates our spiritual and universal heritage and our ability to know this. It calls us to walk in the truth that we are multidimensional beings that came from spirit and will go back to spirit, but also, even though we are currently physical, we are still in spirit now. Every few hours during this day or during this week, stop and reflect on all living things that are around you. Give respect and knowing that all is of the divine. It contains the Creator's energy that holds every atom in the whole universe in pure working perfection. And the special message for this card is you are being inspired to know that God is all and all is God. We are in the eternal moment of now. Now is what we have. Now is divine. I love this coming to earth here too, because like this magician, it's this higher self coming to the earth and expressing this. And what really stood out to me too, which is I'm being nudged to talk about this, is this number 2. 2022 is the year of becoming aware of the two of you that are living this human experience, that human self and that higher spiritual self, that being that's made of unconditional love and light. They had me start a new free YouTube video series called You Times 2, which I'll have linked in the description box below and also throw it up at the end of the playlist at the end of the video here if you want to check that out, because this really is showing the two of you, getting to know the two of you, and it's like they're nudging you to really get to know that inner you. So I love that. So that is for Aries, and then we'll look at Leo here for awareness. And you have this image here, celebrates the divine speaking to us through signs in nature and its creatures. It calls us to be attentive to all that is around us and rejoice in our inner connection we share with all that the Creator created and the messages they hold for us. Are you seeking an answer to a question in your life? Ask, then look for the signs and symbols in nature. Be aware of all things around you and the messages enclosed in them. See how the Creator speaks to you constantly throughout the day. Open yourself to this dialogue. I love that, Angel Whispers. And the special message of this one is you are being inspired to be the uplifting words and action of the Creator. Is there someone in your life that your kind words and affirmations would mean the world to? Perhaps a friend, a neighbor, or even a stranger is in need of a smile or a helping hand. Be aware when you're being guided to act. And that works so well with this other card too, because it even talked about the new neighbor. So being aware of these connections this week as you do that. And the message for you really also is that, one, being aware that you are worthy to be communicated from all those beings of love and light on the other side. You've got your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, and any of those other beings of unconditional love and light that you believe in. They want to communicate with you, and they're always talking to you. They always hear you, but for you to hear them, to hear those angel whispers, we look at lowering the chaotic noise in our life, all those emotions and thoughts of fear. You can purposely raise your vibration to the frequency at which these whispers speak by focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, because that's the frequency at which all those beings on the other side speak. So the more you focus in on that, the more you can more clearly hear their messages for you. And they'll show you in all sorts of ways in the outside world too, all those synchronicities, and like you'll see bumper stickers or license plates or a song on the radio, or overhear someone's conversation that brings you the answers that you've been looking for. So definitely pay attention to all those messages that are happening in the outside world, knowing that all these people that are coming across your path are coming across on purpose for a purpose. They're going to bring you messages, but you also, like it mentioned, can be bringing those beautiful messages of love to them as well by being that bright, beautiful star. And then we move into Sagittarians. You have the loyalty with time travelers. And this says, this image celebrates the bond of family and friendship through thick and thin. It calls us to honor and show these people our appreciation and gratitude, even if it's in the form of a loving prayer sent from your heart. Do something special for a friend or family member this week. Make it a surprise or let it be anonymous. The most important part is that it is done with pure, loving energy from your heart. And the special message from these little dolphins, a situation needs to be made right in your family, close circle of friends, or with a certain person. Go within and ask for guidance for the highest and best resolve. Act on the inspiration you get and return the situation to the divine harmony it really is. So definitely, and it could be if loyalty was broken at one point, like you felt betrayed by someone, or maybe they feel you betrayed them in some way. This is about making it right by reaching out in a loving way. And like I said, it doesn't have to be where you actually reach out to them physically. You could be sending that from your heart. You can ask their higher self for forgiveness, especially if they've already passed and gone to the other side. You can still talk to that higher self who is so willing to forgive. They're like, there's nothing to forgive. That was just all the human experience we had while we were there. And like I talked about before, The other book that just now came back to my mind is A Course in Miracles, where it said all of our relationships were designed to teach us about forgiveness and unconditional love. So just know that every relationship you had, every altercation, whatever might have happened on purpose for a purpose, to just show you more about yourself and about what love really is. So I love all these messages for you guys. Definitely a fiery, fun week of beautiful relationship interactions. So I'm excited to see what it brings for you. And if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I do put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos like I talked about with that U times 2 video series. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click this like button, also click on the subscribe button, that gives you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select all, you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps grow my channel and helps spread the love, because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to a channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm so excited it wants to send the videos of that channel out to other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am definitely grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do currently offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, all you beautiful fire signs, as you go throughout this wonderful week and every second and every day of your life, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And until then, you hang in there and you take care.